Welcome to another episode of Bears News Network. I'm your host, Mike Anderson, where we talk Chicago Bears sports like Chicago and Stu, man. If you guys are a Chicago Bears fan, you can hit the subscribe button, join the Bears News Network family. It's totally free of charge, man. Like, subscribe, comment, interact with us. We give back to our subscribers here. So either prizes or tickets, totally free. We give them back to you guys. So we're going to talk about this matchup with the Chicago Bears against the Detroit Lions and how that fared up, man. The second time that they play each other. First time the Chicago Bears came up just a little bit short, but we're going to talk about this matchup, how this could be different, but it's still going to be a tough slate. So we're going to get into all that and more right here on Bears News Network. Welcome back to another episode of Bears News Network. Like I said, I'm your host, Mike Anderson. If this is your first time visiting us over here at Bears News Network, like we tell everybody that comes over for the first time, hit the subscribe button, like, comment, join the channel. It's totally free of charge. We give back prizes and tickets over here at Bears News Network. So if you want to be eligible for any of those, you have to join the channel. And just to show a couple of things that we give away over here, we can see in those pictures, those just a couple of things, along with the 1985 Chicago Bears championship replica ring that will be given out. We announce our winner in the next week on the last game of the season. We announce our winner who won this year's 1985 Chicago Bears championship replica ring. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all, let's get to what you guys came here to talk about and get into. And that's the Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions, man. Last time the Chicago Bears took on the Detroit Lions, it was a tough matchup, no doubt about it. The Chicago Bears came up quite just a little bit short, but the Chicago Bears are now riding an 8-game losing streak. And no doubt about it, if you're a Bears fan, it has been tough, not easy at all, seeing this team go through the struggles that they went through this year when we had such high hopes for this team, or just expected better, I may say, from this team, and they have not lived up to the expectations. So it's just been tough as a Bears fan doing this Bears 8-game losing streak, firing Matt Eberflus, firing Shane Waldron, promoting Thomas Brown. It's just so many things. The dynamic changing now from looking like Ryan Poles, from him being in charge to now, Kevin Warren now being the main delicate person in charge. So it's just been a lot of headache, as you want to call it, this year with the Chicago Bears. But I'm just ready for the season to be over with, and can't wait to see what this offseason brings and who the new head coach is going to be for the Chicago Bears. But during this time and also during the last 3 straight games, the Chicago Bears have scored under 21 points in the last 3 games. And this has become an issue because we started to see that when Thomas Brown got promoted, when they fired Shane Waldron, it seemed like he was starting to connect with Caleb on a personal level and got that offense clicking. But since he's been taken out of that offensive coordinator position to the head coaching position, the success that Caleb had when Thomas was the offensive coordinator compared to being the head coach, you can no doubt about to see a difference that it's playing right now. And it's most definitely sad. Not even, I wouldn't even say sad, but it's most definitely tough to see because you see so much potential in Caleb Williams and you see greatness in him. And if I don't care who you are, you cannot hate on Caleb Williams' talent. This year, through this guy's struggles, he showed me that he is a franchise quarterback. And even with all the struggles and the play calling with Shane Waldron not being right, this guy has shown that he still has been able, in certain situations, in critical games, to bring us back in positions to win. And it probably shook his confidence because we wasn't able to pull those out. But you can most definitely see the killer instinct that this guy has inside of him, and can't nobody take that away from this guy. And when you look at Caleb Williams on the year, he has 17 TDs and 5 interceptions and 58 sacks. And that's the thing. This is a rookie that we're talking about. This guy is 58 sacks. He's still on pace to be the Chicago Bears rookie all-time, leader in pass yards and touchdowns rookie year, even with the struggles. And 58 sacks, that's a Chicago Bears record. Justin Fields wasn't even sacked that many times, but yet Caleb Williams still been able to pull out these numbers under these conditions. Should let you know a lot about Caleb Williams and just as far as his potential if he had the right coaching around him. Now, the Chicago Bears defense have taken a big hit as well over the last past few weeks as well. The Chicago Bears are giving up 30 plus points out of the last 3 out of 4 games to opponents. You can just see the difference as well from when Matt Eberflus calling plays compared to the defensive coordinator that we have now. You can see the drop off in defense. So one thing that we can't say, we can see how valuable Matt Eberflus was to that defense, even though he wasn't being a good head coach, but how much of a good defensive play caller that he was. Because we can start to see the drop off since he left. It was already start to be little ticks of drop off over the past couple of weeks, but we can really see the drop off since Matt Eberflus has left the building as far as with this defense. Also, when we look at the Detroit Lions and what they bring to the table and the possibly things that they do, when you look at Jared Goff, man, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC, and when you look at how Ben Johnson has this team rolling, one of the best offenses in the NFL, top five offensive line. Just everything is cooking for these guys with the Detroit Lions having an exceptional year. And one thing they did take a loss with David Montgomery in the last game. He's out for the season, so you can expect their running game to have some kind of dip off compared to the 1-2 punch tandem that they had with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. You can now see that there will be a lag off in the running game without David Montgomery. So when I look at the Chicago Bears team, if you don't have Demo, who is a hard runner, and Jahmyr Gibbs, who haven't necessarily had success running the ball lately, you can probably use that to your advantage and try to stop the run. It's one of my big issues. Now, the Chicago Bears, Amon-Ra St. Brown, last week, he had 18 targets, 14 receptions, 193 yards, and a touchdown. And then, like I said, Keenan Allen last week, he did try to show up. He had 6 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown. But when you look at our offense compared to the Lions' offense, it clearly shows that they have a better offensive line. And that's the main thing I feel like with us. We need to shore up that offensive line. So, like I said, quick ball movement out as far as 4 with Caleb Williams. But when I get into my 3 keys to victory, I'm going to say, number 1, like I said, stop the run. We have to be able to stop the run. Do not allow, number 2, do not allow Amon-Ra St. Brown a big game. He had a big game last week against Buffalo. Luckily, they wasn't able to pull out that game, but you cannot allow Amon-Ra St. Brown have a big game. And then also, thirdly, too, and at least, get pressure on Jared Goff. It seemed like the Chicago Bears, for whatever reason, played the Detroit Lions pretty well. And we have been over the past few years. We always play the Detroit Lions pretty well. So, but one thing I noticed in those ball games, when we get pressure on Jared Goff, early. He tends to throw interceptions, and we have had multiple games of interceptions against Jared Goff. So let's get this pressure going, man. Montez Sweat's been a little quiet. I know he's been dealing with a little injury, but let's get this pass rush going and get some pressure on Jared Goff to try to get him to get that ball out of his hands quicker so our cornerbacks and linebackers can come up and try to make some plays. So those are my three keys. Stop the run. Don't allow the big plays to happen with the Detroit Lions, especially with Amon-Ra St. Brown, excuse me. And then, like I said, we want to get pressure on Jared Goff and don't allow him all day and all night and time to sit back there in that pocket because he's going to make plays. And then that's when the big plays happen to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs go for a screen pass or whatever the case may be. So those are my three things to victory, man. Now, I want to know who wins this ball game. Hey, I'm a realist. So like me and Cootie always tell you guys, we're going to be real. And we're going to keep it real with you guys. And we're not going to sugarcoat anything, man. The Chicago Bears struggling and looking the way they do. I do not see them winning this ball game. I have the Chicago Bears losing this game 30-16. The Lions offensive line, just a better overall team. And where the Bears are at, the Lions is way ahead, man. So from what we're looking at right now. So I have the Chicago Bears losing this game, but predict the score for me. I want to know who wins this ball game. Also, DeAndre Swift will be out for this game so far, and Ryan Bates has been put on IR. So, man, more bad news to the offensive line and DeAndre Swift out on this game. We're going to be leaning on Roschon Johnson and see what he can do. But, man, yeah, those are my three keys to victory, man. Let me know you guys' thoughts. Please comment, interact with us. And like me and Cootie always say, bear down, be safe, Chicago.